friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the channel, pretty much everything on it is my snakes, and that's just what it is. So if you like snakes, maybe you'll enjoy the ones that I do have. If you are not really into snakes or a little bit afraid of them, maybe watching some of my videos could kind of show that they're not really evil, or they're not out to actually hurt humans or kill humans, and that they're not that bad of animals. They're not that smart, but they're really not that bad. So in this episode, we are going to be feeding a couple of my snakes. And not only feeding a few, but a few of them are going into shed. And I believe my green anaconda is going into shed also. But I'll show you guys the coloration on her as we get around to her. And so right now I'm going to be feeding my pearl Burmese python. And if you watch videos in the past, you know that we are slowly growing a pretty good bond together. So I really hope we can keep that going and no trust is lost or broken in that process, because she is a very, very beautiful snake. So we will let her act like she's killing a already dead rat, just like the rest of my snakes do. And we'll move her down. We'll move the light over. And then we'll get this light over as well. So my motley can definitely eat probably a smaller size rat, but the ones that I have right now, they're too big for her. So I'm not sure if she's actually going to eat or not. There we go. And we'll take her out of the water for just a little bit. If she wants to go back in there, that's fine. But the anaconda is perfectly fine with eating in the water, but I'm not sure about the normal boas. And I don't know why she's huffing and puffing over here, already trying to slam this rat down. So honestly, I'm not 100% sure on what my feeding schedule is for her. I think it's every 9 days. I'm sure she'd be okay with 7, but I think 7 to 9 is a good margin or median for her to be eating. Well, just trying to figure out what to do with it. Well, while she's struggling, we'll just make her rounds, and I gotta feed my king snake, which I've been showing more frequently. And I guess I'm not going to feed my king snake because I forgot to thaw out a rat for the king snake. So we will do that later. Because I was looking over here and maybe I got my food mixed up with the motley. Hold on, let me check my phone. Alright, so I forgot to lay out a rat for the king snake. It happens. No big deal. So moving right along, I got the king snake all messed up. So I'm feeding my pastel ball python. Not 100% sure if she'll eat out in the open. Yes, there she goes. it is always a good thing when your ball python eats. So definitely a huge plus. I'm supposed to be feeding my pastel close. Oh, I'm having troubles with that. So I'm supposed to be feeding my pastel hypo jungle, but I just want to show you guys that she is in blue. So I'm not going to feed her. Her colors are super dull, but you can still see the pink on the sides, which is awesome. And I love watching her shed out because her colors are extremely bright, especially her tail once she comes out of a fresh shed. So, super excited to see her shed. And my Guyana redtail, which was in blue a couple of days ago, came out of blue. So when they go into blue and they come out of blue, their colors will go back to normal. And then after that happens, it's about 3 to 5 days, depending on the size of the snake. But for her size, it should be 3 to 5 days, and then she'll completely shed out. I know some people get a little bit nervous when they come back out of blue, and then their coloration goes back to normal, and they think that they may have missed the shed. I've seen some people ask if the snakes eat their sheds, which I don't think they do, but most of the time in a couple of days they end up shedding out, and people just don't realize that it takes a while for that to happen. So I really think she is So I really think she is in shed, or going into shed, because her colors are extremely dull. Like, they're not very green, not as green. And I don't know if it shows on the camera, but there's this white milky film, it looks like, over her body. So I may have missed her going into blue, because it's kind of hard to tell with her because the coloration of her eyes isn't very vibrant like the other boas. So when she does go into the blue, the glossiness isn't really there very much. So she's possibly in blue, which I'm really hoping, because she rarely sheds. And so when I do get a shed from her, it's really good to know that she's actually growing, putting on some size and some weight. And I'm excited to see how much she will actually grow if she's coming out of this skin. And she is on medium rad still. I really didn't want to get too close to her, just because she knows pretty well when there's rats in the area. So I don't know if this GoPro will pick up the colors. Like I said earlier, her skin and stuff is, I don't know, it just looks really not her normal color. And I've also noticed, I don't want to bug her too much, but I've also noticed when she's out of water for more than like 10 minutes, her skin gets super dry, and it looks really dry also, and it feels like I don't know, it's just super dry. I don't know how to explain it. So I'm assuming anacondas like literally need to be in water for their scales. Not 100% sure. Obviously there's not a lot of information out there in green anacondas, but that's just what I'm assuming, because if she's out of water for like 10-15 minutes, just looks like she dries out, and I don't understand what that is or what's going on. So Alright, so that was pretty much the feeding video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I always enjoy seeing my snakes eating. Just tells me that they're being healthy, they're growing. They're just basically doing what they're supposed to be doing and really no health issues. That's about it. And if you guys have any questions or you guys want to comment on anything, just put it down in the comment section, and I normally try to answer what everybody says, or at least I try to. And I hope everybody's having an awesome day. So I still have to go and clean some of the bigger cages, and I might wait because they still have the smell of rat is in the room, and I don't want to take any chances, especially not after what happened the other day. So with that, I will see you guys later. Bye.